G'day team, Bioathletic, Trav and Jen here. We're talking injuries today, and Jen, you've got a question about...
Yeah, sure. So what is patellofemoral pain syndrome?
Patellofemoral pain syndrome. Basically, it's an issue where your kneecap doesn't quite line up with the groove that sits on the top of your femur. That's very layman's terms, but basically it's an inflammatory issue which occurs when that sort of starts to grind a little bit as your muscle tone may not be quite lining things up properly. Okay,
cool. So how's it going to affect you? Say if you're a cyclist and you've got that?
Cyclist, yeah. Okay, so the big problem is you're going to find issues probably getting uphill, especially when you're up out of the saddle, because that knee drive will probably be the thing that will bother you the most. Now, it can sort of get worse with heavier training days, especially if they're back-to-back. And what it basically is an imbalance between the strength on one side of your leg versus the other. Typically those with tighter ITBs, that sort of stuff, tends to lead to this type of problem as well.
Right, okay, so it can actually be linked in with ITB.
Definitely, yeah.
Rightio. So is there anything you can do to stop it from happening?
Yeah, definitely. So the major thing there is really maintaining a decent level of strength through your quads and hamstrings. Getting a nice ratio between quads and hamstrings.
Yep.
So the big fix typically is strength training. So time on the bike is great, riding hills is great, but it's not strength training. So keeping that strength up in your quads and getting a bit more well-rounded with your training tends to be the best way of avoiding this type of thing.
Alright, brilliant. Cool. Thanks for that.
No worries. That is patellofemoral pain syndrome.